So right now Ethereum is seeing lots of volatility and we are waiting for the next move here. So in this video guys, we are once again back with an Ethereum price prediction and technical analysis. We will as always be looking at multiple time frames as well as taking a look at some very key levels both on the upside but also on the downside that in my opinion we need to have in mind going forward in this crazy market. We have some new information on the charts today, so make sure to pay attention during the video, and without further ado, let's get started right away here. And just real quick before we start, I just want to mention that if you're interested in similar content, I do technical analysis on, for example, Ethereum, but I do Cardano. I know a lot of you guys love Cardano. I do Polkadot, VeChain, Chainlink, Elrond, and more. Don't hesitate to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you hit that blue big like button, that would be so kind of you guys. That not only helps the channel, but it also helps the YouTube algorithm to push more Ethereum content. So guys, don't forget to hit the like. Also, if you want to, you can follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/mindmathmoney. Over there I post, charts, trading education and more, so it would be very awesome to see you over there. Last but not least, this is my personal favorite part of the video. This is the disclaimer that this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing in this video is financial advice. But alright, now let's jump into the chart here and take a look at some recent data. And first of all, as you can see here on the chart, I have actually made some changes recently. The first thing I have done is to get rid of some lines to make the chart more clean and visible. So we, for example, had a lower line that looked like this. You can see this upsloping white line right here. We are right now so far away from that one, and in my opinion that one doesn't have too much significant, so I'm not displaying this one right now. And what you also can see here is that in my opinion Ethereum is starting to look like it trades in a long wedge pattern right here. You can see we are clearly making consecutive higher highs, so higher high, higher high, higher high. We are making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, but at the same time the range is sort of getting more narrow and more narrow. So this wedge pattern is something I'm having in mind and that I think is significant here for ETH. If we zoom in here real quick on the most recent candles, we can see that yesterday's candle, you can see the big red one right here, was a large spinning top candle. So we had lots of volatility during that day. During yesterday we did not only test this 2000 level, this important psychological level, but we also tested this lower level at around 1850 that we will take a closer look at later in this video. And if you remember from my previous Ethereum updates, you know that this is the 100% measured move from the wedge pattern we were trading in just a few weeks ago. So yesterday a very large spinning top candle. Today so far we are seeing a slight green day. Ethereum is up 1.83%, so nothing too significant. We are pretty much in line with Bitcoin, which is right now up around 2.2%. But alright guys, I think we're ready to take a look at some key support and resistance levels now. But before doing that, I just want to give a quick but very important warning. So first of all guys, please be aware of bot accounts and scammers in the comments. They are all over YouTube, especially crypto YouTube, and we are trying our best to delete every spam comment, but some are getting through, so never give anyone your details or anything like that. I can also give a heads up that if you check the pinned comment as well as the description, I have some links there. For example, if you're looking for an exchange where you can buy Ethereum, I have a link for that, and these links also helps out the channel, so it would be very awesome if you can check them out. That is one of the best ways to help the channel. But alright, so now let's take a look at some key support and resistance levels, and let's start here by taking a look at the upside. And the first level I'm paying attention to is this 2000 level flat. We talked about in a previous video that we wouldn't be surprised if we see some sellers stepping up at this nice and clean psychological resistance. And yesterday we actually did get some selling around that level and we did close the day below there. So I'm still paying attention to this 2000 level. I think that a daily candle close above 2000 would be a very nice sign. The next level, the next horizontal level on the upside I'm paying attention to is just around $100 higher here at 2,100. That level comes from, that is, if I recall correctly here, that is a fib extension from the wedge pattern. You remember the wedge pattern Ethereum trading in right here where we got a nice breakout. So if we use our Fibonacci retracement on that triangle, just a little bit lower right there, you can see that our 2.618 Fibonacci extension is here at around 2100. So that is the next horizontal level I'm paying attention to on the upside. But one sort of new upsloping line I'm paying attention to is this upper line of the wedge. I think, in my opinion, it would be very significant if we can get a candle close above this one. And why do I think that? Well, as you can see here, if you look a little bit left, this level have been acting as resistance multiple times. First time here all the way back January 7th. Another time just a bit later. We saw it as resistance once again February 5th. Resistance multiple times right here, and yesterday we once again found resistance at this line. So this is something I'm paying attention to, and a daily candle close above there would definitely be nice. Above these levels we have lots of vacuum. We don't have a lot of data, a lot of things we can use to find support resistance levels. One level I am paying attention to is this 2500. That is a clean, psychological resistance once again, and I think this one also is, a Fibonacci extension. As you can see right here, it is the 3.618 Fib extension. So 2500 is another level you can pay attention to if you want to. But alright guys, now let's switch our attention to the downside. What levels am I paying attention to on the downside? The first horizontal level on the downside I'm looking out for here for Ethereum is this level at around 1850. This one comes from the 100% measured move of the wedge. So if we measure the length of the wedge structure, so we measure how large is the structure, and then we take that measurement and measure from the breakout. So you can see Ethereum broke out right here. That was how we derived this 1850 level, and we later saw that this one did act as resistance, right? We flipped this one to become support. So this 1850 level is one I'm paying attention to. And also, of course, this upsloping bottom line of the wedge pattern is something I'm looking out for. This one have been acting as support multiple times. You can see one time here, this was January 22nd, another time January 31st, a third time here, and pretty much almost went all the way down there yesterday. So pretty nice to see some buyers stepping up right there. So going forward here, I would look out for this upsloping white line. If Ethereum for some reason breaks both of these to the downside, what am I paying attention to then? Well, then I would look out for this purple line that comes right here. This one have been acting both as resistance and support. You can see one time here, resistance, 2, 3 times. We broke this one, flipped previous resistance to become support, support one time there, 2 times there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see buyers stepping up at around that area once again, in the future. But alright guys, so there we have some, key support and resistance levels for Ethereum. Now I think we're ready to zoom in a bit here and take a look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. Let's start here with the 4-hour. So here on the 4-hour, we can get a very nice picture of this sort of wedge pattern, a more narrow structure. So if we zoom in here, we can see how we was pretty much almost getting out of this one, but in this case the sellers won, and we saw a very strong dump to the downside. I think that Bitcoin also saw a very strong force to the downside, so maybe that prevented Ethereum from the breakout. However, what I did like to see here, and this is actually pretty beautiful, is that we did get a nice and strong bounce exactly at this bottom upsloping white line. So that was very nice to see, guys, very nice to see. We can also just take a moment and take a look at this 1850 level that we have been, we got that level in like many videos ago, and we can see how we actually saw this level act as resistance, multiple times, pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it definitely looks like we saw some sellers stepping up at that 100% measured move. So that was also nice to see, in my opinion. But I don't have too much more to say here on the 4 hours, so let's zoom in a bit here to the 1 hour time frame. And yeah, guys, I don't have too much more for this video, but guys, if you feel like you got any kind of help or value, then please consider dropping a like. And if you guys are interested in more similar content, then don't hesitate to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope I will see you in the next video. But for now, guys, take care. Ciao, ciao.